How many apostles do we have here today? An apostle is one who is sent. At the end of Mass, you are going to be sent. So it's just not the original 12 apostles. It's not just the 72 that we heard about in the gospel today, but it's the 200 or 300 who are here. In today's gospel, Jesus sends out his apostles and he tells them, I only want you to take a walking stick and sandals. It's time to move. We have work to do and the mission is out there. So our call as a community gathered here is to represent or represent Christ in the world. Our lives should mirror the reality of God, allowing God's love to influence and to empower both you and me so that we can reflect that Spirit of God. And where is that Spirit of God? That Spirit of God is right in us. Right in us. But first, before we can go out there, we are called to a radical detachment. Ooh, no, we don't like that word. Radical detachment from the things that clutter our hearts and our minds. There's all kinds of clutter that limits God's space in our own life. And sometimes God has no room in our own lives because we have so much clutter and junk and baggage within us. So what could we dispose of in our lives that would free us and allow us to travel lighter? Because daily life can weigh us down, can't it? Daily life can really weigh us down. But we need that radical reliance on God. Yesterday, I was at Bethany anointing a lady. 72 years old, has pneumonia. She's weak, fragile. And I told her, I said, what I want you to do, Florence, is I want you, don't beg God to make you better. Don't plead with God to make you better. What I want you to say to God is, I want you to say, hey, God, listen to me. I want you to make me better. Listen to me. So many times we just beg and we plead, but we don't trust the God who is within us and the Spirit that is within us and the power that is given to us to heal ourselves and to bring ourselves to a wholeness of life. Daily life, as I said, can weigh us down, but we have to allow that reliance on God allows us to open our hearts to others without all that baggage. And it's not just enough for us to be here or for me to be up here and point out the right road. We need to be on it ourselves. The strength and validation of our lives grounds itself in the integrity of our private lives. Not just how we look here today. We all look pretty good here today. But what do we look like and how do we look behind closed doors? Then it's time for the second part of the mission. Because we have that power to carry that out. But what is that mission? It's to go out there and to cast out the demons of the world. The power, the money, the drugs, the sex, the violence, so many things that possess us and control our world. And then we also have to cast out the demons that seek to possess religion, greed, power, sexism, clericalism, racism, cover-ups and scandals that diminish the meaning of our religious life and turn our ritual into just an empty practice. So the Lord sends us out. The Lord's going to send each of us out today. Now there's one among us, Alex Bodenschott. Alex, would you stand up? Alex Bodenschott has, over this past year, represented us here at Christ the Servant. But even more important, he has represented the servant Christ to those he serves by giving himself as a missionary through Net Ministries. There's a whole page in the bulletin about Alex's work. I don't want you to read it now. But in it he describes the work that he did last year and the work that he hopes to accomplish this year. We're very proud of Alex. Alex grew up in this parish. He's a son of this parish. And as growing up in this parish, he has done so well. So many of you have helped Alex, not just pointing out the road to him, but sometimes by being on it with him through your generosity. Alex will be outside after Mass, and I ask you to please take time to greet him, to thank him for being a representative of us and representing Christ the servant to the world. And maybe, if possible, offer to journey with him through your prayer and your support this year. No one of us, not one of us, can do this on our own. But I believe that every one of us, being sent out there, can walk out those doors, and we can really make a difference. God bless you.